Mystikal, the Louisiana-born rapper, has had a career marked by both acclaim and controversy. While his music has left an indelible mark on the hip-hop scene, Mystikal's personal life has been marred by legal battles, allegations, and troubling secrets that have often overshadowed his talent. Music career. Tyler, born in 1970, grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana's 12th ward, a neighborhood known for its vibrant culture and tight-knit community. His early life was marked by a profound loss. His father, who ran a small neighborhood store, passed away when Tyler was just 7 years old. This loss had a significant impact on Tyler, shaping his resilience and determination in the years that followed. Tyler attended Cohen High School, where he began to hone his craft and develop his passion for music. Despite facing the challenges of growing up in a single-parent household and navigating the complexities of adolescence, Tyler's drive to succeed remained strong. His love for music, particularly rap, was a constant source of solace and motivation. After graduating from high school, Tyler chose to join the United States Army, serving as a combat engineer. His military service was a pivotal experience, providing him with discipline, structure, and a sense of purpose. The skills and lessons he learned during his time in the Army would later contribute to his work ethic and perseverance in the music industry. While still in the Army, Tyler pursued his dream of becoming a rapper. He began performing at local venues, gaining recognition and experience. One notable opportunity came when he opened for iconic hip-hop acts Run DMC and Doug E. Fresh at an outdoor concert held at the Trem Center in New Orleans. This performance was a significant milestone in Tyler's career, exposing him to a wider audience and showcasing his talent. At this concert, Tyler caught the attention of Leroy Precise Edwards, the house producer for Big Boy Records. Edwards was impressed by Tyler's performance and saw potential in the young rapper. As a result, he offered Tyler a contract with Big Boy Records, marking the beginning of Tyler's professional music career. Tyler's signing with Big Boy Records was a crucial turning point, providing him with the platform and resources to develop his musical career further. Under the guidance of Edwards, and with the support of the label, Tyler was able to focus on his music, releasing tracks that showcased his unique style and lyrical prowess. His early work with Big Boy Records helped establish him as a rising star in the rap scene, setting the stage for future success. Mystikal's debut album, titled Mystikal, was released in 1994 on Big Boy Records, a New Orleans-based independent record label. This album marked a significant milestone in both Mystikal's career and the history of Big Boy Records, as it became one of the label's most successful releases and played a pivotal role in propelling Mystikal into the spotlight. Big Boy Records, founded in 1986, was known for its focus on local New Orleans talent and its role in fostering the city's vibrant music scene. By the early 90s, the label had established itself as a key player in the southern hip-hop landscape, but it had yet to achieve nationwide recognition. The release of Mystikal's self-titled debut album would change that. The album was a product of Mystikal's unique style and lyrical talent. He had been making waves in the local music scene with his distinctive flow and energetic delivery. By the time of his debut album, he had built a reputation for his dynamic performances and charismatic presence. The album received positive reviews from critics who praised Mystikal's energetic delivery and innovative approach to rap. His style, characterized by rapid-fire lyrics and a unique vocal cadence, stood out in the crowded hip-hop landscape of the early 90s. The success of the album helped establish Mystikal as a rising star in the rap industry. It performed well on the charts, showcasing his appeal to a broader audience beyond New Orleans. The album's commercial success was a testament to Mystikal's talent and the effective promotion by Big Boy Records. The album featured several tracks that became popular in the southern hip-hop scene. Songs like Y'all Ain't Ready and The Man Right. Chia showed Mystikal's energetic style and lyrical skill. These tracks not only resonated with fans, but also set the stage for Mystikal's future success. The success of Mystikal was instrumental in elevating Big Boy Records' profile In the music industry, it demonstrated the label's ability to produce successful artists and contributed to its reputation as a key player in Southern hip-hop. The album's success also attracted the attention of other artists and industry professionals, further solidifying the label's position. The impact of Mystikal extended beyond its initial release. The album helped pave the way for other Southern hip-hop artists and contributed to the acceptance of Southern rap in the mainstream music industry. Mystikal's distinctive style and the success of his debut album influenced subsequent generations of rappers and helped shape the direction of Southern hip-hop. In 1995, Mystikal, who had gained significant traction with his debut album, Mystikal, found himself in a high-profile conflict with fellow New Orleans rappers signed to the rival Cash Money Records. This feud involved several key players, including the groups UNLV and the Bee Gees, and became a notable chapter in the history of Southern hip-hop. Cash Money Records, founded by Brian Birdman Williams and Ronald Slim Williams, was rapidly establishing itself as a major force in the Southern rap scene. By the mid-90s, the label had begun signing several prominent artists and groups, including UNLV and the BGZ. This growing influence and success made Cash Money a direct competitor to Big Boy Records.
Not starting, you got to get out there yet. Okay. You never know. Okay. I was influenced by a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? So I was influenced by LL and them, Run DMC, Slick Rick, and you know, all.
Mystikal's label, their track, Drag 'Em in the River, contained diss lines aimed at Mystikal and Big Boy Records. The song was a direct challenge to Mystikal, with its lyrics targeting him and questioning his credibility and success. This track was part of the larger rivalry between the two camps and contributed to the escalating tension. The Bee Gees, another Cash Money act, released Fuck Big Boy, a track that was explicitly aimed at Mystikal and his label. The song's aggressive tone and direct references to Big Boy Records heightened the animosity between the two factions. The Bee Gees, comprised of rappers BG and Juvenile, used the track to assert their dominance and criticize Mystikal's standing in the rap community. In response to the attacks from Cash Money affiliated artists, Mystikal retaliated with his tracks, showcasing his lyrical prowess and resilience.
You know, music has a lot of similarities in it. You know, that's my only gripe with music today. It has a lot of similarities. I don't.
His responses were featured on his second album, Mind of Mystikal, which was released in 1995. The album marked a significant step forward in Mystikal's career and further cemented his status as a formidable force in Southern hip-hop. The track, Beware, was Mystikal's direct response to the diss records from UNLV and the BGZ. The song was notable for its aggressive and confrontational tone, with Mystikal using his sharp lyrical skills to address the insults and criticisms directed at him. Beware demonstrated Mystikal's ability to hold his own in a lyrical battle and was a clear statement of his resilience and determination to defend his reputation. Another significant track from Mind of Mystikal was Here I Go. This song continued the theme of Mystikal's retaliation against his rivals. Here I Go was characterized by its energetic delivery and confident lyrics, reinforcing Mystikal's position as a leading figure in the rap scene. The track further showcased his ability to respond to conflict with powerful and memorable music. The feud between Mystikal and the Cash Money affiliated artists was more than just a series of diss tracks. It represented a larger struggle for dominance and recognition in the Southern rap scene. The conflict highlighted the competitive nature of the hip-hop industry and how artists use music as a platform to assert their positions. For Mystikal, the rivalry provided an opportunity to showcase his lyrical skills and solidify his reputation as a top rapper. His responses to the diss track not only addressed the criticisms, but also demonstrated his ability to turn conflict into a source of artistic inspiration and success. The tragic incident. Mystikal experienced a profound personal tragedy that significantly impacted his life and music. On his 24th birthday, September 22nd, 1994, Mystikal discovered his sister, Michelle Tyler, dead in her bedroom. Michelle had been brutally attacked, stabbed, and strangled.
I found my sister in her bed dead with a Mystikal promotional t-shirt on saying I'm not that nigga on it. Thank God it was me and not my little brother and not my mom or nobody like that. Somebody that was, strong enough to handle that situation.
The traumatic event cast a long shadow over Mystikal's life and career, deeply influencing his work and artistic expression. Michelle Tyler was not only Mystikal's sister, but also a part of his musical world. She had contributed to Mystikal's debut album, Mystikal, by singing the chorus on the track, Not That Nigga. Her involvement in his music underscored the close personal and professional bond they shared. The investigation into Michelle's death led to her boyfriend at the time, Damian Neville, being charged with her murder. Neville, a figure in the local music scene, was initially implicated due to a confession he later recanted. Despite the serious charges, Neville was acquitted due to insufficient evidence, leaving the case unresolved and Mystikal grappling with both grief and frustration. Michelle Tyler's death had a profound impact on Mystikal's music. Her loss became a recurring theme in his work, serving as both a source of inspiration and a form of catharsis. Mystikal channeled his grief and anger into his music, creating tracks that paid tribute to his sister and explored the themes of violence and loss. Featured on Mystikal's second album, Mind of Mystikal, this track was a direct tribute to his sister. It expressed his sorrow and frustration, serving as a poignant reflection on the pain of her loss. Also from Mind of Mystikal, this song delved into the themes of violence and retribution, reflecting Mystikal's emotional state following his sister's death. The track's raw lyrics and intense delivery highlighted the deep personal impact of the tragedy. Continuing the theme of addressing violence and loss, Murder 2 was featured on Mystikal's third album, Unpredictable. The song further explored the aftermath of his sister's death, maintaining the intense and emotional tone established in his earlier work. Another track from Unpredictable, Shine, dealt with themes of perseverance and overcoming adversity. The song's lyrics reflected Mystikal's struggle to move forward while honoring his sister's memory. Included in Let's Get Ready, Murder 3, this track continued the narrative established in Murder and Murder 2, further examining the impact of violence on Mystikal's life and music. The ongoing reference to his sister's death demonstrated how deeply her memory influenced his artistic expression. Michelle Tyler's death had a lasting effect on Mystikal's career, shaping his artistic voice and thematic focus. The personal tragedy added a layer of depth to his music, allowing him to connect with listeners on a more emotional level. His exploration of themes related to violence, loss, and personal pain resonated with many, contributing to his distinctive style and storytelling approach. In 1995, Mystikal signed with Jive Records, marking the beginning of a pivotal phase in his career. His debut album, Mind of Mystikal, was released that year. The album introduced Mystikal's energetic and distinctive style to a broader audience, featuring a blend of his trademark aggressive delivery and vibrant production. The Mind of Mystikal set the stage for his future successes and established him as a rising star in the hip-hop world. In 1996, Mystikal signed with Master P's No Limit Records, a move that would significantly influence his career trajectory. At No Limit, Mystikal released his second album under the label Unpredictable in November 1997. The album continued to build on his previous successes, showcasing his unique style within the No Limit soundscape. The release was well received and solidified Mystikal's position in the hip-hop community. Mystikal was actively involved in No Limit's extensive output during this period, appearing on numerous albums released by the label from 1997 through much of 2000. His presence on these projects contributed to the label's dominant presence in the hip-hop scene. In addition to his work with No Limit, Mystikal collaborated with Mariah Carey on the track Did I Do That from her Rainbow album, further expanding his reach into mainstream music. In late 1998, Mystikal released Ghetto Fabulous, which continued to build on his success with No Limit. The album was notable for its high-energy tracks and Mystikal's dynamic performances, reflecting his growth as an artist during his time with the label. However, Ghetto Fabulous was his last album with No Limit, as Mystikal and the label parted ways in 2000. After leaving No Limit, Mystikal began working on his fourth album, which would become Let's Get Ready. Released in 2000, Let's Get Ready marked a significant milestone in Mystikal's career. The album debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart, making it Mystikal's only chart-topping album to date. This achievement underscored his commercial success and solidified his status in the music industry. The album featured the hit single Danger, Been So Long, which included a guest appearance by rising pop star Nivea. The track achieved considerable success, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs chart in June 2001. Its infectious beat and memorable hook helped it gain widespread popularity. Mystikal's 2001 album Tarantula marked a significant moment in his career, showcasing his signature style while exploring new musical elements. The album included the hit single Bouncin' Back, Bumpin' Me Against the Wall, which exemplified Mystikal's dynamic and funky flow. Known for his energetic delivery and distinctive voice, Mystikal's style often drew comparisons to legendary R&B and soul artists such as Little Richard and James Brown, particularly in his ability to combine high-energy performances with a soulful edge. Tarantula was notable for blending jazz and swing elements with hip-hop, a departure from Mystikal's earlier, more straightforward rap style. In 2003, the album was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Rap Album, reflecting its success and the high regard in which it was held. Additionally, Mystikal was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Male Rap Solo Performance that same year, acknowledging his talent and impact. In 2002, Mystikal's visibility in the hip-hop community was further enhanced through his collaborations with prominent singles. He was featured on Ludacris's track Move Bitch, which became a notable hit and highlighted Mystikal's ability to complement other artists while adding his unique flair. He also appeared on I Don't Give a Fuck by Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, alongside Crazy Bone. These collaborations underscored Mystikal's continued relevance and his role in shaping the sound of early 2000 hip-hop. Beyond his music, Mystikal ventured into acting with his role in the film 13 Dead Men, released in 2003. The film, a crime thriller, saw Mystikal expand his talents into the realm of acting, showcasing his versatility and broadening his career beyond music. Legal troubles. Mystikal's legal troubles came to a head on June 26, 2003, when he pleaded guilty to charges of sexual battery and extortion. The case involved a disturbing incident in which Mystikal, along with 2 of his bodyguards, was accused of sexually assaulting his hairstylist. According to reports, Mystikal and his bodyguards coerced the woman into performing oral sex and subsequently accused her of stealing $80,000 in checks. Initially, Mystikal claimed that the encounter was consensual. However, the case took a dramatic turn when a videotape of the incident was discovered at his home. The existence of this tape, which captured the assault, was a crucial piece of evidence. Despite negotiations during the trial that delayed the entry of the videotape into evidence, Mystikal ultimately agreed to a plea bargain to avoid a mandatory life sentence for sexual battery in Louisiana. The plea deal included a sentence of 6 years in state prison, a term that Mystikal anticipated would be accompanied by probation, given the circumstances and the plea agreement. However, the situation shifted dramatically at sentencing. The judge, having reviewed the videotape, decided to remand Mystikal into custody to begin serving his sentence immediately. This decision was influenced not only by the contents of the videotape, but also by Mystikal's previous legal issues, including 2 prior arrests for substance and gun possession. These prior offenses likely contributed to the judge's decision to impose the full 6-year sentence, rather than granting probation as Mystikal had hoped. Mystikal's bodyguards, Leland Ellis and Versi Carter, also faced legal consequences for their roles in the assault. Both men pleaded guilty to charges of sexual battery, further complicating the case and reflecting the serious nature of the offenses committed. The legal battles and prison sentence marked a significant low point in Mystikal's life and career. His conviction and imprisonment had a profound impact on his public image and professional opportunities. In August 2005, while serving his sentence for state sexual battery and extortion charges, Mystikal faced additional legal trouble when he was federally charged with failing to file tax returns for the years 1998 and 1999. This brought another layer of complexity to his legal issues, compounding his already challenging situation. On January 12, 2006, Mystikal was convicted in federal court of 2 misdemeanor tax offenses. The federal court sentenced him to 1 year in prison for these charges. In a development that somewhat eased Mystikal's situation, the federal sentence was allowed to run concurrently with his existing 6-year state sentence. This arrangement meant that while Mystikal would serve both sentences, the time served for the federal tax offenses would overlap with his state incarceration, rather than extending his total time in prison. During this period, Mystikal was incarcerated at Louisiana's Elaine Hunt Correctional Center, a facility known for housing inmates with a range of offenses. On January 19, 2006, Mystikal faced a setback when he was denied parole at a parole board hearing. This denial meant that he would have to continue serving his state sentence without the possibility of early release, further complicating his efforts to move past his legal difficulties. Mystikal's situation experienced a temporary shift on January 11, 2007, when he completed his federal sentence. This release was from the 1-year federal term for the tax offenses. However, this did not mark the end of his legal troubles. He remained in custody to serve the remainder of his 6-year state sentence for the sexual battery and extortion convictions. The news of his release from federal prison led to some confusion among fans and the public, who mistakenly believed that Mystikal's release indicated full parole from all his legal issues, rather than just the end of his federal sentence. Ultimately, Mystikal was released from custody on January 14, 2010, after completing his full state sentence. His release was marked by significant public attention, reflecting both relief and continued concern about his past legal issues. Following his release, Mystikal was required to register as a sex offender, a requirement that continued to impact his public image and personal life. Following his release from prison on January 14, 2010, Mystikal made a notable return to the public eye with a headlining concert at the Mahalia Jackson Theater of the Performing Arts in New Orleans on Mardi Gras, February 16, 2010. This performance was significant not only as a major public event, but also as a symbolic return to his musical career after a challenging period marked by incarceration. The Mahalia Jackson Theater, a historic venue known for its role in showcasing prominent artists, provided an ideal stage for Mystikal's comeback. In the immediate aftermath of his release, Mystikal collaborated with former No Limit label mate Fiend on a track titled I Don't Like You. This underground release marked Mystikal's first musical offering since his return, highlighting his intent to re-establish his presence in the rap scene. The track, while not widely publicized, represented a personal and professional milestone for Mystikal as he began to reconnect with his musical roots. A few weeks later, Mystikal gained further prominence with his feature on the track Set Me Free by the Atlanta-based, New Orleans-born R&B artist Lloyd. The song provided Mystikal with a high-profile platform to reintroduce himself to a broader audience. The music video for Set Me Free premiered on May 18, 2010, and was shot primarily in New Orleans, with notable scenes from the Calliope Projects, a well-known area of the city. This choice of location for the music video was significant, reflecting both Mystikal's roots and his ongoing connection to the New Orleans community. In May 2010, Mystikal revealed in an interview that he was still bound by a contractual obligation to Jive Records for one final album. Despite the challenges he had faced in recent years, Mystikal was determined to put in the necessary effort to make this album his best work to date. His commitment to delivering a high-quality project highlighted his dedication to his craft and his desire to make a significant impact upon his return to the music industry. As part of his promotional activities, Mystikal released a track titled Paper Cuts, featuring Fiend and Lil Wayne. This song served as a teaser for his upcoming album and showcased his collaboration with prominent artists in the hip-hop community. The inclusion of Fiend and Lil Wayne, both of whom had strong connections to New Orleans and the broader hip-hop scene, helped to build anticipation for Mystikal's new work and emphasized his ongoing relevance in the genre. In 2011, Mystikal performed at the Gathering of the Juggalos, an annual music festival organized by the Insane Clown Posse and known for its eclectic lineup and dedicated fan base. His appearance at the festival demonstrated his willingness to engage with diverse audiences and reaffirmed his presence in the music industry after his period of legal and personal challenges. Later in 2011, Mystikal signed a contract with Cash Money Records, joining the roster alongside Busta Rhymes. The signing, which took place on November 16, 2011, was a significant development in Mystikal's career. Cash Money Records, founded by Birdman and known for its influential roster of artists, provided Mystikal with a new platform to reach a wider audience and further establish his presence in the hip-hop world. His first single for Cash Money Records, Original, was released shortly after his signing. The track featured contributions from his new label mates Birdman and Lil Wayne, highlighting the collaborative nature of his work with Cash Money Records. Original served as an introduction to Mystikal's new chapter with the label and helped to generate buzz around his forthcoming projects. On February 22, 2012, Mystikal was arrested on charges stemming from a domestic dispute with his partner. This arrest resulted in a misdemeanor charge of domestic battery. Mystikal was detained for 9 days and subsequently released on bail. This arrest was particularly significant because Mystikal was already on probation at the time, having been released from prison in January 2010. His earlier incarceration stemmed from a separate legal issue in which he had been convicted of sexual battery and extortion in 2004. The 2010 release was under strict probation conditions, which Mystikal's subsequent arrest violated. On April 16, 2012, Mystikal faced the consequences of his arrest when he was sentenced to 3 months in jail for breaching his probation terms. The court granted him credit for the 9 days he had already served in connection with his domestic battery charge, thus reducing his remaining jail time to 81 days. Mystikal began serving this sentence on May 14, 2012, at the East Baton Rouge Parish Jail. During his incarceration, Mystikal's legal issues did not end with his probation violation. He appeared in court to address the domestic battery charges related to his February arrest. Additionally, he faced a separate legal matter concerning child support payments for his 2 youngest children. These hearings added to the complexity of his legal troubles during his time in jail. Mystikal was released from jail in August 2012. His legal issues during this period reflected ongoing challenges in his personal life and their impact on his career. Despite these setbacks, Mystikal's career continued, with a subsequent return to the music scene and efforts to rehabilitate his public image. In 2014, Mystikal, the New Orleans rapper known for his energetic style and distinctive voice, made a notable appearance on the single Feel Right by Mark Ronson. This collaboration was part of Ronson's album Uptown Special, released in January 2015. Uptown Special was a significant project for Ronson, showcasing his ability to blend various musical styles, including funk, soul, and pop. Mystikal's contribution to Feel Right marked a return to the spotlight for the rapper, who had experienced a period of legal and personal struggles. The song Feel Right was a standout track from the album, featuring a funky, retro sound that aligned well with Mystikal's dynamic and rhythmic rap style. The accompanying music video, released in 2015, further highlighted the energetic vibe of the song. The video was visually striking, capturing the lively spirit of the track and Mystikal's vibrant performance. This collaboration was well received, adding to Mystikal's visibility and helping him reconnect with fans. In addition to his work with Mark Ronson, Mystikal appeared on Stevie Stone's single Rain Dance, which featured Tech N9. This track was part of Stone's 2015 album Malta Bend. Malta Bend was a critical project for Stevie Stone, reflecting his growth and evolution as an artist. Mystikal's guest appearance on Rain Dance further showcased his versatility and ability to collaborate with other prominent artists in the hip-hop genre. The track blended elements of rap with a strong rhythmic beat, and Mystikal's verse contributed to its high energy and compelling nature. In January 2016, Mystikal continued to expand his international presence by performing in Bahrain and Bulgaria. These shows were part of a broader effort to reach global audiences and re-establish his presence in the music industry. Performing in diverse locations like Bahrain and Bulgaria highlighted Mystikal's appeal beyond the American market and his commitment to his craft. In February 2016, Mystikal embarked on a tour across the United States, marking a significant moment in his career as he reconnected with fans and showcased his dynamic live performances. This tour was a pivotal step in revitalizing his presence in the music scene after a period marked by legal and personal challenges. The tour allowed Mystikal to perform some of his classic hits alongside newer material, demonstrating his enduring appeal and ability to engage audiences with his high-energy performances. The tour was well received by fans and critics alike, highlighting Mystikal's resilience and his continued relevance in the evolving landscape of hip-hop. His live performances during this period were characterized by his signature style, marked by a powerful stage presence and an energetic delivery that had long been a hallmark of his career. In April 2016, Mystikal was featured on the track Just a Lil Thick, She Juicy by Trinidad James alongside Lil Dicky. This collaboration was part of Trinidad James's efforts to maintain visibility in the hip-hop scene following the success of his earlier work. The track was a blend of Trinidad James's catchy hooks, Lil Dicky's humorous and engaging verses, and Mystikal's distinctive rap style. Just a Lil Thick, She Juicy was known for its upbeat tempo and playful lyrics, with Mystikal contributing a memorable verse that complemented the overall vibe of the song. The track received attention for its infectious rhythm and the collaboration between three notable artists from different facets of the hip-hop genre. In 2017, Mystikal continued to make notable contributions to the music industry with his feature on FYM by Joyner Lucas. The song was part of Joyner Lucas's commercial mixtape 508, 507, 2209, released in October 2016. 508, 507, 2209 was a significant project for Joyner Lucas, showcasing his lyrical prowess and storytelling abilities. The mixtape received acclaim for its introspective and socially conscious themes, with FYM standing out as one of the tracks that highlighted the synergy between Lucas's and Mystikal's styles. FYM featured Mystikal's characteristic rapid-fire delivery and energetic presence, complementing Joyner, Lucas's intricate lyricism and engaging flow. The collaboration was well received, demonstrating Mystikal's continued relevance and ability to collaborate with a new generation of hip-hop artists. This feature on 508, 507, 2209 helped solidify Mystikal's status as a versatile and influential figure in the hip-hop community, capable of bridging the gap between different eras and styles within the genre. On August 21st, 2017, Mystikal turned himself into the Caddo Parish Sheriff's Department in Shreveport, Louisiana, following the issuance of an arrest warrant. This marked a serious legal challenge for the rapper, as he was charged with sexual misconduct. The charges stemmed from an incident alleged to have occurred in October 2016. Mystikal's decision to surrender voluntarily underscored the gravity of the situation and his intent to address the legal issues head-on. Mystikal was subsequently held at the Caddo Correctional Center, where his bond was set at a substantial $3 million. The high-profile nature of the case, combined with Mystikal's previous legal troubles, added to the scrutiny and pressure surrounding the situation. The legal process involved in such a case can be lengthy and complex. And Mystikal's detention at the Caddo Correctional Center highlighted the intense scrutiny and legal battles he faced. The $3 million bond, which was beyond the reach of many, was indicative of the severity of the charges and the need for a substantial financial guarantee to secure release. On February 14, 2019, after approximately 18 months of incarceration, Mystikal was able to post bond and secure his release from jail. This period of detention was marked by significant media attention and public interest, reflecting both the high-profile nature of Mystikal's career and the serious nature of the allegations against him. The release on bond allowed Mystikal to return to his personal life and address the legal charges from outside of jail. However, the legal process continued, with Mystikal needing to navigate the complexities of the judicial system, including any potential court dates, hearings, and legal strategies related to the charges. His time in jail had considerable implications for his career and personal life, including potential impacts on his public image and professional activities. Mystikal's legal troubles in 2017 and 2018 were a continuation of the challenges he had faced throughout his career, including previous legal issues that had resulted in incarceration. Despite these setbacks, Mystikal's return to the music scene and his efforts to move past these difficulties were closely watched by fans and the media. What do you think of Mystikal's legal troubles? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Did you like this video? Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more entertaining videos. And do not forget to explore our other videos for more interesting stories and insights.